Alright guys, I'm back. We're going to go ahead and do some proportion word problems notes, just like practice. So here we go. Number one. At a bookstore, 5 fiction books are sold for every 2 non-fiction books sold. If 35 books are sold, how many would you expect them to be fiction? So if you notice, we have a couple little cells here, blank cells. We're actually going to have to add a third one here, because we're actually comparing 3 things. We are actually going to compare fiction books to non-fiction, to our total. So let's go ahead and see if we can set it up. 5 fiction books are sold for every 2 non-fiction. So if I only sold 5 fiction and 2 non-fiction, how many is that total right here? Well, good, that's 7 right here. Well, then it says I sold a total of 35 books. Well, let's see if we can get our scale factor. To go from 7 to 35, you multiply by 5. So multiply them all by 5. 5 times 5 would get 25. 2 times 5 is 10. But the question says, how many would you expect to be fiction? Fiction is right here. 25 fiction books. There's your answer. Number 2, there are 2 children for every 3 adults at the movies. If there are 55 people at the theater, how many are children? Again, we have to create another cell here, because we are comparing 3 things. We are comparing children to adults to the total amount of people in the theater. So it says for every 2 children, there are 3 adults. How many individuals is this right here? Oh, good, it's only 5. Now it says it holds up to 55 people. So again, let's see if we can get the scale factor. To go from 5 to 55, you multiply by 11. So your scale factor is just multiplying by 11. Now, since we have our table filled in, how many are children? So here's my children, go all the way over. It's 22 children. There's your answer. At the ice cream parlor, 4 chocolate cones are sold for every 1 vanilla. If 30 cones are sold, how many would you expect to be vanilla? Again, let's add a third cell. I'll say ice cream sounds good, but not today because it's like 20 degrees outside, so we're all freezing to death. It's quite amazing. So we are comparing chocolate cones to vanilla to the total amount sold. Well, it says for every 4 chocolate cones sold, you sell 1 vanilla. So right there, how many is that total that are sold? That'd be 5. But the question says if 30 cones are sold. Again, let's find our scale factor. To get from 5 to 30, you multiply by 6. Multiply by 6. Multiply by 6. The question says how many would you expect to be vanilla? Here's my vanilla. Go all the way across. 6 vanilla. There's your answer. Now, number 4, I'm going to add a little something to this one. Really only need 2 cells, but I'm going to make it a third because I'm going to try and show y'all something. This is what I did with the students yesterday. I told them to make a third cell even though we don't really need it. I'm just going to ask a different question at the end. So a survey at Jenkins Elementary indicated that 9 out of 27 students bring a lunch to school every day. If 400 students attend the school, how many students can be expected to bring their lunch every day? So in reality, all we're comparing is the students who bring their lunch to the total students. But I added another one. I'm going to compare students that bring their lunch to students that don't bring their lunch to the total amount. 9 out of 27. So the 27 is my total. 9 of them bring their lunch. If 480 students attend the school, how many bring their lunch? So this is what we're going to be solving for. Now, if you notice on all the other ones, on all the other problems, our scale factor has been going from left to right. We've been multiplying every time. Well, guys, to get your scale factor, you could go from left to right. You could go from right to left. You could go from up to down, or you can go from down to up. It does not matter. But remember, when you're getting your scale factor, all you're doing is either multiplying or dividing. There is no adding or subtracting. Some of y'all can say to go from 27 to 480, you multiply like by 17.8 or something. I don't like doing it that way because I don't want to deal with the decimal. But I see an easier way. I see going from 9 to 27. To go from 9 to 27, you multiply by 3. But that's going from small to big. Now I'm going to go from big to small. So I'm going in the opposite direction. So I would actually divide by 3. 480 divided by 3 is 160. The question says how many students expect to bring their lunch every day? So the answer is 160 students. But what happens if the question said how many students don't bring their lunch? Well, then what you do is you take the total minus the part. So 480 minus 160, and that would give us 320. So I just wanted to add that piece in case they ever ask that question. Now we know how to do it. I got to figure this one out. So take the total minus the part. So 27 minus 19 is 18. All right, just showing you a little extra on that one. Last one, number 5. We're going to leave this one alone because this one's nice and easy. A map has a scale of 1 inch is equivalent to 150 miles. If two cities are 3 inches apart on the map, how many miles apart are they? So we're comparing inches to miles. 1 inch is equal to 150 miles. If we have 3 inches, how many miles is that? There's 2 ways you can do it. The way I was doing it yesterday with the students, I was saying to get from 1 to 3, you multiply by 3. So 150 times 3 is 450. But another student said they did it a different way, and I totally agree with what they did. They said to get from 1 to 150, they multiplied by 150. So 3 times 150 gives you the same exact answer of 450. So it doesn't matter which way you'll do the scale factor. You'll get the same answer. So the answer is 450 miles away. Alright guys, I hope these notes do help. You do have a test coming up on Wednesday. Alright guys, have a good day. Bye.